sure you'll enjoy all of our Christmas music. We've planned special shows for the rest of the season. Everybody's pitching in and working hard. It is a little confusing once in a while. Even our kids haven't time to learn everything, and the scenery, so many different kinds of scenery, so many cues. Maybe it's a little rough, but it's in our hearts just the same.
What does Christmas mean to you?
Oh, well,
It's just lots and lots of lights.
we get presents.
It's a time of celebration.
Hang around with my family.
Well, that's a loaded question.
Everything is gift focused, consumer focused.
The most special time that I can remember as a kid.
Sort of warm, fuzzy feeling.
The decorations and where they go and their story attached to each decoration.
Christmas is a little more difficult for me because he was so special to me.
I do love just getting together with my family and eating lots of food.
All that fun stuff.
It circles back to It's a Wonderful Life, Chinese food, and seeing a movie in a movie theater.
Fred Waring's Christmas Shindig is the title of a brand new holiday musical. The creative leader of the Shindig is Benjamin Lloyd, executive director of White Pines Productions, the organization producing it. I asked Ben to describe Fred Waring's Christmas Shindig.
The musical uses the holiday musical arrangements of Fred Waring, who was a popular big band and choral leader in the middle of the 20th century. In our musical, there is a character called Fred Waring who lives with his family in a kind of cartoon Christmas land in 1957 white suburban America. Each Christmas, the Warings broadcast musical Christmas magic through something they call the Magic Christmas Machine to show America how to celebrate Christmas right. Our musical begins with Fred discovering that the machine is broken. When Fred isn't looking, Stokely, Fred's disabled son, makes some kind of amazing technical adjustment to the Magic Christmas Machine, and instead of sending magic out to the world, it runs backwards and sucks magic into the world, Fred's world, of 1957 America. Fred's first surprise is the arrival of the chorus of singers he's hired to sing his songs. In our musical, they're African American. Then two other families arrive, distant relatives of Fred's. One family is Jewish and the other has two moms, each with disabled people among them. Jolly holiday mayhem ensues, which makes fun of all the misunderstandings and collisions we experience in December in America each year, and at the same time illustrates how far we've come since 1957. The actual Fred Waring's arrangements are continually sung throughout.
The Fred in the play isn't the Fred from real life?
No, the Fred in the play is a work of fiction. The actual Fred Waring died in 1987, and Penn State University owns the rights to his likeness and music. And I'm happy to say they are supportive of our project. This is December 4th, 1949. He was an extraordinary musician, and also he was on the cutting edge of exploring what mass entertainment could be.
What do you think Fred Waring would think of this show?
I think Fred would be horrified. Maybe in his later years, Fred would have had enough of a sense of humor about himself and a sense of astonishment about what has happened to America that he would have gotten on board with what we're doing, but we'll never know. We'll never know. Since 2014, White Pines Productions has been offering a class called Acting Out for young people with disabilities. Most of the students have some kind of intellectual disability, but we work with anyone. So we have kids with cerebral palsy, Down syndrome, autism. The class is taught by professional teaching artists from the White Pines Ensemble. This work and this community has become very important to us, and the disabled actors in the workshop were drawn from this class. The workshop that this video documents was funded in part by the Pennsylvania Developmental Disabilities Council. We are committed to having disabled actors in the full production.
I think the positive part of the program is that we give them permission to act as who they are, encouraging creativity and using creativity to change lives in a positive way. I'm very proud that I'm part of Acting Out, which I think is instrumental in that philosophy.
Having special needs myself, what I've learned is that people with disabilities are quite talented, oftentimes very intelligent, and can really have so much to offer, especially in the way of art and artistic things and performance. No one could perform this musical with such a sense of reality and authenticity if we didn't have these actors with disabilities a part of it.
When you work on a theatrical endeavor, you really create this extraordinary team.
It actually hasn't been that different, like at all, actually, working with professional actors, with high school actors, and with special needs actors. It's so rare that as a high school student you get the opportunity to work more professionally. Learning to embrace our differences and developing the skills to be able to talk about them in a civil way, in a way that is respectful and helps us move forward in understanding each other. After we did a read-through yesterday, we just kind of sat down and we talked about African American versus the term black.
Sometimes it's hard for people to be like, yeah, I'm African. You know what I'm saying? Like African American, because what does that even mean? Because I wasn't born on the continent of Africa, so like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole American thing.
Usually you're sort of just plugged in and then you rehearse and it goes up and that's the track. But here you get to actually work on a piece and explore it and make some discoveries, make some changes.
Rehearsal was a blast. I felt the Christmas spirit, although it's June. Definitely could feel the spirit.
These disorders are characterized in very different degrees of difficulties in social interaction, verbal communication, nonverbal communication, and repetitive behavior.
Children, go where I send thee, how shall I send thee? I don't know, simply 4 by 4, that's the 3 for thee. Children, 2 of all, size 1 for the baby was born, born in Bethlehem.
I feel like it's cutting edge to be exploring just, inclusiveness within theater.
So you got important themes and fun together, that's great.
Thoroughly enjoyed the show. Great show, very thought-provoking and very, very entertaining.
It was such a rich experience, like on so many levels, and like including the whole debrief.
Actually being able to work through it was something I hadn't really done before, and I thought that was like a transformation in myself to be an actual working actor.
This is my talent, got this opportunity. I wouldn't have met all of you guys, and I'm so glad I did.
Folks, it really doesn't matter if people are African American, Caucasian, Asian, or any other ethnic. What matters is that they should always be who they are and respect each other, like my dad taught me.
I was able to work with a level of different kinds of artists, video artists, musical artists, movement artists, to also be co-creators in this vision. That was really exciting. So it's like you've got, instead of having 3 colors, I feel like I'm painting with 17 colors now, I feel really good about it and I want more. I'm greedy. Now I want to do some more. I want to have a week where we can work on the end of the first act, and then I'd like a week when we can work on the second act a little bit.
we want them to say, here's $100,000, go nuts. Make this a Broadway hit.
I think that people should go away with the knowledge that this is only 1 week of work and it can just become something even greater than it is now.
I think every opportunity in society where people get to know each other, we don't put people in boxes, is really important. And theater is all about communication and expression, so it's such a natural place to bring people together, to get to know each other.
Acting, it's socialization, it's communication. You don't realize what he's really learned in a formal, quote-unquote, classroom setting until you actually have seen him in a performance.
Theater can be a very transformative tool. It impacts our compassion for one another, it impacts how we relate to one another as human beings.
I hope that it gets a chance to go further than this. I really do. I think a lot of people need to see something like this.
Art needs an audience, so if you are so inclined to be an audience member, that's amazing, and thank you.
My experience has shown me again and again that when you put a large aspirational project in front of the world responds positively and supportively, and I believe that it will for the Fred Waring Christmas Shindig.